We are recording. Okay, Brennan's going to start with the summarizer role. Okay, Brennan.
Okay, so we watched the movie. I don't know what it's called, but the part I summarized was called The Movement, and it was pretty much where the oppressed blacks, they wanted to rise up and maintain to go much faster than the pace they were already on, and so this led to many acts. The first, which being the march in Washington D.C. They protested rights, but it was a peaceful march, so there was no aggression. This ended the Civil Rights Act for all race, color, sex, whatever, and there was no discrimination for those people. Later, they found 3 black civil rights workers, 3 bodies dumped in a river, and this led to multiple outrage and aggressions in Selma, Alabama. This led to the Voting Rights Act for any race, sex, or no, sex, so race, and it had no discrimination for race in voting. And later, took a dip. Right? Martin Luther King Jr. was shot and killed in Memphis, Tennessee. This led to many riots and outrage and aggressions. And then about 40 years later, we had the first African American president, which was Barack Obama. So say thanks,
So Brennan marks group approved, and then we move to the linguist role. So just a little back in.
guys.
We are talking about the linguist, which I'm just going to say that way we can hear what we're talking about. Okay, so the linguist is going to read the sentence that contains the word, and they're going to ask the group what they think the word means, and then they're going to wait for the group to respond, and then they're going to provide what the actual meaning is, and then the linguist is going to ask their question that relates to the word, and then if the conversation doesn't fully answer the question or whatever it's time to go, the linguist is welcome to read whatever they kind of wrote about their word, but they're not required to if they think the main topics were hit on by the natural discussion. Okay.
Alright, so my word was riot. What do you guys think this means?
I think it means an uprising or a disagreement between 2 groups of people. I don't know what you guys think, the rest of them. I feel like it's something like peaceful, like a protest that like went south, like things got more aggressive.
Yeah, I think it's like an uprising, but more aggressive.
I think the word right usually has some kind of, there's something really, a passionate meaning behind it, right? Versus like, just like an argument or something. It's just different about it.
It's basically like a protest where they try to like stand up for their own beliefs to like send a message.
So what would be the difference between a protest and a riot?
Protest.
Or just sentence.
Protests are like people holding signs, like staying behind fences, not doing anything. Riots are more like when like the cops have to get more involved. I think.
So riots are aggressive.
Yes, more definitely.
Violent protest.
Like if they start using tear gas and stuff.
Like SWAT team comes in.
Yeah.
Riot kind of makes me feel like before they overthrow the government in a war, but like protest is just a sign. Like
Or just like, here's what we think, you know, okay.
riot has more of a negative connotation.
Right, it's like things are going down.
Right. So the dictionary definition we have is a violent disturbance of the peace by a crowd. So you guys pretty much hit on that. I have a question though. So do you think that the oppressed blacks at the time felt they needed to riot against the whites for any reason, or like the dumping of the bodies in the river, or Martin Luther King Jr. being shot especially?
I thought that they wanted more of a protest instead of a riot. I thought they wanted to protest peacefully. I thought that was like a big thing I heard throughout the movie.
I feel like it was extremely challenging for them at the time to leave like with their heads and not their hearts, because so much was going on that it was really hard not to get so emotionally involved to the point where it got to the riot.
The time of slavery like ended, but they still weren't getting equal rights as others. So I guess they felt like Ava said to like use more of their head and be more aggressive when they should listen more to their heart.
And like I remember in the video, they said there was some quote about how the change was so slow, and you're like, how much more time do you want? And so I feel like they at first, like Brayden said, they wanted it to be very peaceful, but it eventually needed that extra.
Seems like when they felt like they had to move from a protest to a riot, like what we were just talking about, something else has to happen for it to get to a riot. It's like what Sydney said, riots are when they're about to overthrow the government, like in dystopian novels or something, right? So for some reason, this was such a giant deal that I couldn't be a protest anymore because of it. If getting the change they wanted would happen from a protest, then they would keep doing that, right? But that wasn't working, like what you mentioned. They needed to step it up, and we want to change now. So our country needs to change. So. Did you have one more or just two? Did you have two or one?
You kind of answered my second question. So it was like, why did they stay quiet before the riot? So
Okay.
my next word is civil.
I don't know, like, not, well, I want to say civilized, not like wild and crazy, and like, I can't think of the words, like, not aggressive and, I guess, calm.
Like,
Humane or
Yeah, it's something like that.
when I think of civil, I think of people being able to recognize authority over them, like not thinking that they have all the power, like recognizing that they have right to go do certain things and punishments.
it's like more on the side of like peaceful, I would think. So like the Civil Rights Act, like the context that we're using, so it's more of a peaceful riot, not like a protest, but it's more
I can almost argue that civil means like equal or right, like the right thing. Because if you're being civil or humane, technically you're like doing the right thing in my head. So I feel like it could also mean that.
There's this word that's on my tongue. Not domestic, but I don't know. Civil, domestic, yeah.
So I had I chose two definitions that were on there because I felt like they both fit in different contexts, like however you take it. So the first one was like relating to ordinary citizens and their concerns as distinct from military or let's see this. I don't know what that means, but it's like you could take it in like the Civil Rights Act, like right, everybody has rights, they can vote, all that, and then there's the other way that someone gets in on like courteous or polite, humane. So I thought they both fit because they were protesting peacefully, like civil, and that led to the Civil Rights Act. So my question is, what definition do you think fit the meaning of civil during the whole video section or whatever about the black slave? And did they need rights? Were they being courts of life? What definition do you think fits the most?
I almost say, could it be like integrity, like they were fighting for the right thing, like the humane.
I think it's hard to pick because both of them apply in different ways. So, like the civil humane part would be how the people are acting, and then the other part would be what they're fighting for. But I think it mostly applies to what they're fighting for because it's the right thing and that's what they should be fighting for.
You have a follow-up question or
Yeah. Okay. So, do you think it was important for black people being civil during the protests, like say before Martin Luther King got shot? Do you think it was important for them to keep that like, peace and not be aggressive?
Yeah, I think there was a stereotype of them being violent a lot, so I think that being able to stay peaceful and fighting for their rights really, to them, I don't know if it really did, but to them would show to people that were against them that they were not what they thought.
Thank you, Brandon. Okay, let's move on to the discussion director. Who was that? Okay, so let's just do one question just for the sake of time. So, whoever.
Do you want to?
Sure.
Sure.
Let's do it.
Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. Dig.
Okay. So my question Society, the author described how there weren't many integrated schools by saying there was less than 2% of segregated schools that have experienced integration. Why do you think that is? Like, why do you think not as many schools integrated?
I think they didn't really like the idea of being together because in the past they were so used to people like blacks being slaves and not being equal as whites. So I'm assuming they just didn't like the idea of having to come to terms with that things are becoming equal and that this is the change that's happening.
Kind of what Alyssa said. I feel like black people, they wanted that kind of like perch over other people, you can say, like versus the black people. They wanted to have that kind of like superiority, and if the blacks integrated, they wouldn't want that at all. Because then equal and they'd have to be on like the same level. Like,
So, do you think that people were scared of change? Like, was it a fear, or was it something else?
I don't think they were open to the idea. Like, it felt like white people at the time were not open to the idea of these like new changes that some people are pushing.
I was raising my hand. I feel like they weren't necessarily scared of it, but it could be like a common thing now. Like a lot of people think a mechanical pencil is better than a normal pencil. Like it. Well, I mean, to some opinion, you have unlimited lead. You never have to sharpen it. I mean, yeah, I know. It's just most kids here have mechanical pencils.
Okay, whatever.
But I feel like if we were all forced to not use that, we would be learning something new. We would go through more difficulties. There'd be more problems. We have to get up in the middle of class, sharpen pencils breaking. It's not just a quick. So I feel like it would be the same. It's the same kind of thing. It's such a widely accepted idea. No one wants to change their opinion.
I think human nature in general, we don't like change. And very few human beings are like, yeah, let's change things, let's do that. And because white and black schools were separated since the beginning of time, like there really isn't, this was just so unheard of that it was just, they had no idea what this is going to feel like and be like. So I think that's definitely why the 2%, they just weren't willing to do that. So
I feel like they were so like the whites were so used to power that they just weren't used to it slipping away from them.
yeah.
it's like going back and change. I feel like human nature, they like the comfort that they experience, and especially the unknown of change. So they have no idea what's going to happen if blacks integrate with the whites.
Anything else for us?
I can't imagine it's a good follow-up.
I think that's funny. Yeah, so that's a good example. So, yeah, that was a really good discussion, right? So Deanna had asked a question, she asked a follow-up question, we seemed to discuss plenty of it. So if I were her, I would just move on to the next question, right? But if you felt like one person answered one little thing, or we really weren't getting in depth, then that's when you would ask those additional follow-up questions, right? Okay, so we will move on to the passage analyst to be sure that we get through it all. So, and we will go ahead and just read these directions here because this is a role where you want to kind of like a linguist, we want to be sure you're asking the right things at the right time. So at the very bottom it says read the passage to your group and then ask a question about the passage that allows your group to think and ask critically, and then allow them to talk about it, right? And then you ask any follow-up questions. And then if you want to, kind of the same with the linguist, you can discuss why you chose the passage that you did, but you don't have to do that. Remember, that kind of reflective thought happens before. That way you know, okay, here is what I'm intending the group to learn from my passage, but you don't have to read that, okay? So what ends up going wrong with the passage analyst is people will read the passage, and then they'll say, here's what I think about the passage, and then they'll ask a question. Well, if you already read what you thought about the passage, about what the intended answer is, why are you asking the question? Does that make sense? So be sure that even though you are writing that stuff, it's just to get you thinking of, okay, here are my follow-up questions, here's what I want the group to talk about, okay? So who is it this for you?
Yeah, I have one that you can go first, but I
We
do
can
have
do
a good question that I'd like to.
Let's do Sam.
So I kind of took the anecdote of Edward Nichols. So he was like briefly mentioned when we went back to the beginning, or like not more than briefly, but he was. He lied about his age to enlist for World War I, He was from Oklahoma, which the video said was a strong African American community, and they have a lot of pride for that. And then I think that they said that he was part of this regime, but there was one that was 369, I think it was. They were all African American soldiers, and they never lost their ground. But when they came back from the war, the white people were mad at them because they took their jobs, and there was a lot of dispute and conflict around that. And then at the beginning of this sort of anecdote, it was included that a governor said in response to arming the black troops, give them guns, but who will take them away? And back to the part where it said like the white people were mad at the blacks for taking their jobs. There was a lot of like conflict, and like blacks wanted to be more defiant after the war because they were upset that there was a lot of mistreatment. And then in response to all that, there were 10 veterans that were killed, and 39, like out of the 39 people that were lynched. And so my question is, in the video, the narrator describes the extensive efforts of young African American men to enlist in World War I. He often provides the example of Edward Nichols, who lied about his age in order to serve. It could be argued that the author's purpose in including his story was to illustrate that many young men were passionate about their country. However, did the author also include the anecdote to impress upon the viewers that the soldiers wanted to prove themselves and worthy of racial justice and serve in a country that did not protect them in their rights? However, did the author also include the anecdote to impress upon the viewers that the soldiers wanted to prove themselves worthy of racial justice and serve in a country that did not protect them in their rights? And like say, hey, we're willing to fight for you guys even though even though the Constitution doesn't fight for us or protect us.
I think they would have fought this law. I drink real quick. I think they would have fought for their country because of, I think exactly what you said, to get respect. Because I think if they fought, like I think who's going through their heads, if I fight for my country, if I risk my life, maybe my country will respect me more than they did before.
It's kind of like earlier when we were talking about how we wanted to stay peaceful, well, the African Americans wanted to stay peaceful and protest, to show that they're very respectful for what the whites have to think, but they're trying to also make change, and this kind of topics kind of goes back to that. So I think they're trying to change.
The other thing is, I remember the video talking about how there were like little to no job opportunities for African Americans. So there could be a large possibility that they also did it because they had no other job opportunities, and like that was the only way that they could get paid or have a job.
What was the only thing that they were able to do? It's extra stable.
They could have gotten anywhere.
I feel like they were like born and raised in the States, so I feel like they'd have some sort of personal connection and just have a love for the country, even if things are horrible for them, that they want to protect it at certain costs.
And not the whole country wasn't as racist as some of these southern states, right? So there were definitely northern states that, they weren't as racist and didn't see these things as big deals. And maybe those people maybe joined thinking everyone's gonna treat it that way, especially if you're when you join the military, you're going anywhere, right? So imagine someone from a state or even a county or something that is just really okay with these racial relations, right, compared to the rest of the country, and then say they get shipped to Georgia, dang, so they probably were experiencing racism, some of them that they only heard about, but maybe they didn't even realize what the extent was. So then how does that affect them, right? So if you're raised in a county or even a state that the racism wasn't as prevalent, how are you treating white people compared to someone who was raised in Georgia? Right, so they talked about people, especially African Americans who lived in southern states, part of teaching their kids, they talked about when you're 2 and 3 and 4, You don't have to just learn how to be a human being, you have to learn how to be Black. Do you remember when I talked about that? And so how to treat white people in certain environments, but people who were in northern states, do they have that kind of upbringing? Was it as important? And then when they get down there, how does that clash, right? Especially in the military.
So, one of my follow-up questions is, do you guys think that the quote from the governor about guns, do you want me to read it?
Sure, give them guns, but then you have to take them away or something.
Do you think that made them feel, the Black troops makes them feel offended, determined, passionate, etc.?
I think it did because we heard that 392nd. I think it was what? 360. Okay, very close there. But they were very determined. Obviously, they spent the most days under fire in any regiment, and they did a lot, and they weren't giving up. I feel like a lot of things they said and done inspired them to be the best, or wanted to be the best, because if they were the best, people would look on at least at them with respect.
That would be a mix of like being offended and then turning that into a kind of determination of prove them wrong, say that they can do this.
Okay, we'll probably just stop there. So that was a good question. But a couple things I would point out is that I don't think that Sydney necessarily needed a follow-up question there. So she was passage analyst. She has several other passages. She could probably ask follow-up questions later on because her lead question was so long. And so what you probably noticed is that her lead question was probably too long. Why was it too long? We had to ask her to repeat it. And really, we were only answering the second part of her question, and she actually had she had a topic at the front of the question that we actually really didn't hit on. I don't think we were really able to compare whatever she was trying to get at because the question was too big. Does that make sense? So you do have to think about, here's this big concept I want them to talk about. How can I break it down into maybe a smaller lead question and then additional follow-up questions? Does that make sense? So that question is beautiful if it was on a test or something, because you could read it and answer it, but you do have to keep in mind when we're just listening to you talk, what your questions and your pieces of evidence do need to be shorter, okay? The other thing is, if this was a true passage analyst situation, we would have the text in front of us and we would all be reading it, so that would also make the question easier too, but definitely just something to think about, okay? Otherwise, that's very good.
So, if I'm a passage journalist, and like I read the first couple lines, do I pause to let everyone read the entire passage?
You're going to read the whole thing out loud to us. So you're going to say, open your book to page 50. We're all going to get there, and you'll say, okay, I'm going to read the next several paragraphs, and then you're just going to read the whole paragraph, or pages, or whatever. Does that make sense? Yeah. I mean, you're probably just reading a page, so it's probably going to take you 2 minutes a page or less than that, or something. So, yeah. Okay, and let's just go to Taryn, so we can do at least one connection with the novel. And then the question was good.
So, I have a text to world connection, and it's about the movement and how the Blacks wanted to keep peace but still didn't want to back down. And I have the song Glory by John Legend and Common. I remember last year we kind of briefly touched on it. I'll play it for you guys. I don't know how long you want.
Just like 20 seconds of it.
Glory comes, it will be ours, it will be ours. Oh, one day, when the war is won, we will be sure, we will be sure. Oh,
So, what connections do you see, like from the, it goes further into detail about like the whole movement, like Rosa Parks and everything. But what connections do you see just from like that snippet and how it could relate to the movement section of it?
Definitely the passion. Like there was a lot of passion in the movement, and so it's obvious.
They were trying to get, like, as the song like entitles, like their own glory. They were trying to get what they wanted.
They were dreaming of one day how they'll have their glory and have their rights. So it's very strong.
So, I do have a follow-up question, and it's, do you think that the section of film, the movement,
with a different Marxist improvement of acts that can be closely related to the song Glory from John Legend in comments, and the song proclaims, based in the League of Justice, whose power is the people, enemy is lethal, the king became regal, saw the face of Jim Crow under a bald eagle, the biggest weapon is to stay peaceful. And I do remember that they did say in the movie that they wanted to fight with love and only love for as long as they could. So, do you have any other questions?
I'm thinking a connection which could be from our conversation between riot and protest, right? They felt like protest, we want to say it's peaceful, and this, whether Glory said that song says the main struggle is to stay peaceful, right? And I think that's what people were really struggling with. Like, it felt so passionate, and this passion was behind the protest that sometimes it boiled over to riot. So, okay, yeah, everybody. Okay, that was really good. That was great. Okay, so it's kind of like a short. Hopefully, that kind of helped you understand what we were going for. And then, did you see the comment that I made on your narrative essay? If you didn't, okay, there are directions there. What you have to do. Okay, you have to respond back to my comments. There's like 3 things you want to do. Make sure you do that by. I think I set the due date to be tomorrow by the end of the so I want to read those before I leave for the weekend. Okay, so make sure you get that done. The comment will be underneath your like individual drop. I think it does that for some reason. Everybody's comments the same.